The Book of Esther. The story of Esther occurs during the Achaemenid period of biblical history between 559 to 330 BC. In the court of the Persian king Xerxes, the story took place after the decree of King Cyrus the Medes in the year 538 BC. The narrative illustrates that Esther and her uncle Mordecai were living in the royal city of Susa. The city served as a political, cultural, and religious center for centuries. The city was one of the vast capital cities that stretched from modern-day India, Turkey, and Ethiopia. The remains of Susa are traced through modern-day Iraq. The book depicts Esther and her uncle as God's chosen people that saved the Jewish nation surrounding Susa from being exterminated by the evil and greedy schemes of Haman. Esther rose to power after Vashti, the wife of King Xerxes, disobeyed her husband's command that demanded her presence at his royal banquet that displayed all the vast wealth of the king for 180 days. King Xerxes decided to choose another wife and regretted the decision. However, in the Old Testament, when a king decreed a word, it was put in motion. The position of a king carries great power because he is a mere ruler over a specific domain of people. The king issued a decree to search for a wife across the entire kingdom. Among all women, Esther rose to power through the favor of God in order to fulfill the redemptive history within the biblical canon. Through Esther, the Jewish nations were saved from execution from the evil and diabolical plots of Haman, who sought to manipulate the king's declaration that instigated him to misuse his office. While Esther became queen, the plot against her people was relayed to her, and her bravery actions united the king to side with her petitions and requests. Here's what we can learn from the story of Esther. Number 1. When climbing the social ladder, never forget why God allowed you to have the influence and affluence within your sphere of business. Always remember to do good and take time to thank those that paved the way for you. Esther remembered that without the help of her uncle and the favor of God, the Persian queen would have never risen to political power. You will be favored in front of God and man. Luke 2:52 reminds us that Jesus grew in wisdom, stature, and in favor with God and men. Number 2. You will face critical decision-making timelines. Under those circumstances, seek God on matters that encompass decisions and conflicts in your life. Esther exemplifies the strategies of a godly decision-making process, which consists of fasting for God's intervention. Esther and her people fasted for 3 days. Unity with others. Esther united the people to take an emergency action against the evil plots of the enemy. Matthew 12:22 says that a house that is divided cannot stand, and in your life you have to face group decision dynamics. However, unity always brings order. Genesis 11:5 says that, but if one people speaking the same language come together, nothing they planned will be impossible for them. And thus you see, Jesus came from the lineage of Queen Esther. If Queen Esther did not move to make those actions, today we'll not be talking about her. So it is very important to understand that when you're climbing the social ladder, never forget where God brought you from. You will face critical decision-making processes, but within those timelines, check in with God. May God bless you.